Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Ted Harris. I'm with the Pennsylvania Petroleum Association and PPA Tech. I'd like to welcome you to our monthly webinar series. This normally takes place the first Tuesday of each month. This month we moved a couple things around. This webinar this morning was scheduled to take place when we got a significant amount of snow earlier in February, so we bumped it here later in the month. Appreciate your patience and sticking with us here and joining this morning. Moving forward on a monthly basis, they will be scheduled, like I said, at 9 a.m. first Tuesday of the month, and you can check our website to look at our upcoming schedule. Before we get started today, I would like to remind all of our attendees that you are going to be on mute, but you can, however, interact with our presenters by using the question feature in GoToWebinar. I encourage you to ask questions. I encourage you to be collaborative in that regard. What we'll do once we get through the presentation, I will then go and take any questions that we received and moderate that back to our presenters. So again, please keep that in mind, and I encourage you to use that. At this point, I would like to introduce our presenters. We have Peter, Randy, and Greg with the National Energy Improvement Fund. They're going to be covering a topic: PA, HVAC, home improvement financing, the elephant in the living room, know before you go, instant customer credit pre-screen. And at this point, Peter, Randy, and Greg, I'd like to pass it off to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ted. So this is Peter Kreisa. I'm the co-chair and founder of the National Energy Improvement Fund. Those of you folks on the call may remember me from my AFC first days, where we created the Keystone Health Program and other things, and I'll talk to you briefly about the National Energy Improvement Fund. I'm joined with our business development team of Randy Bach, who covers and handles Pennsylvania, and Greg Burns, who many of you also may know from the oil and energy industry. So, it's an honor to be associated with Ted and the organization. We've had great affinity to you guys for a long time, and I want to talk about really. I know you may have been on a call yesterday learning about our special new commercial financing program in Pennsylvania, but I wanted to talk about our EnergyPlus Loan program that we're now making available in Pennsylvania through high quality contractors like members of the PPA. So the most important part I'm going to talk about is the new and improved instant pre-screen part of this, because we know that integrating financing it's not natural, right? It's natural in the car industry, but it's not natural in the HVAC industry. And we also know that consumers and homeowners right now are all kind of flummoxed, right? They're do I make this big upgrade to my system? How do I pay for it? Will I have a job? What do I do? So we're hoping that we have created the product through the National Energy Improvement Fund that can address that. It's all about trusted, guaranteed, no contractor fee financing. I can't emphasize that more, for the kind of improvements that you do. And so I'm going to lead with kind of the process changes, and then I'm going to talk about what NEIF is and why it's different than generic finance companies or whatever you see from the big dogs that you see. But the most important part of this, our system, is very simple. It's this whole new customer instant credit pre-screen. What's the most concerning thing that when you go into a home, when you're trying to install an upgrade or replace a tank or do a switch over an installation, it's how are they going to pay me, right? And we know, at least we have seen this, that the average contractor close rate is 35 to 40%, probably higher in the fuel industry, oil industry, because these are loyal customers. But you want to sell them the most efficient system, which oftentimes have the highest price. And then you go in there and it's going to say, okay, this will be $12,000 to upgrade your system, which is the price of a small car, right? And the financing options you may have from a manufacturer or other vendor is short-term promotional stuff, and it doesn't address really the kind of key things. More importantly, you want to know if this customer is credit qualified before you go in there. So we have just in the last month introduced a new thing called the Know Before You Go Customer Instant Pre-Screen, where you can, before you go to the home, put in just a name and address, and it won't impact the customer's credit score because it's a soft pull, that will show you if they're going to meet our general guidelines. And you can go in there confident knowing that the amount and the terms that they'll be available to Now, it is subject to final approval, but I'm going to say it's 90% accurate at this point. Following that, number two, we take care of the details. Many lenders and many other financing products require you to do a lot of the work for them. Our job is to be your backroom finance department. Once they're pre-screened and once they go through our financing application that we give you, we take care of it from there. We'll send the e-docs to the customer directly. We'll work with you directly to get the whole thing funded very quickly. And again, fast funding, it's all electronic. It's really simple. We'll talk about the new thing we just added, which is the e-completion certificate, and you get paid immediately into your account. So we've tried to do this combination of simplifying the process but still providing what we believe to be the most fair and transparent financing product for your customer. Because isn't that the problem, right? You're offering a promotional financing program. Oh, it's 0% for 6 months and 38% thereafter, or something that's going to cost you 6 or 10 or 12% from a finance company like I won't name names, but the big finance companies. And you say, I can't absorb 6 or 12 or 18% of fees, and you end up illegally or potentially illegally adding it into the price, and that's a dangerous precedent to set. So our whole goal is to make it very simple and very straightforward. The instant pre-screen, again, you'll see the example is right. You go right into the little platform and you can see right away what's going on. You have your unique pre-screen URL if you're an approved NEIF contractor that you can have on your phone, on your tablet, anywhere you want to. Before you go there, you can plug it right in. There's a cost to this that we're assuming on your behalf. We are assuming, we are going to say, like, it's not free, right? But we assume the cost. And the assumption is that we're going to provide you this tool. You will direct consumers to our financing. We will all make more money and have bigger closes. That's the goal. So you can easily talk to Randy, who is your principal contact in Pennsylvania, or if you know Greg from previous days, either of them or our entire team can help you find that link. It's a very simple process, again, as you see with the just name and address, and you submit it, and boom, on the left side there, the customer's been pre-qualified for the EnergyPlus loan for an amount up to $35,000 at 7.9 out up to 10 years. It will tell you the amount and rate that they're pre-screened for. Again, if you look at some of the caveats on the right side, they're pre-qualified, so you see that. If they're not pre-qualified, you'll see that too, and then you say, oh, they have bad credit, we need to go to Synchrony or Wells Fargo with them, or somebody like that, a second tier kind of, finance company lender, not a preeminent energy efficiency lender. But you know that before you go to the home. And some customers have locks in their credit, which may prevent us from doing a pre-screen, very, very infrequent, but you might see insufficient information to qualify. But all that is being said, there's that apply now button. So you're there, you can be in the home. You have your own unique URL for an application and for this pre-screen that is unique to your company. The program that we're talking about, our EnergyPlus Loan in Pennsylvania, and I can confirm this, it's the nation's best no contractor fee fixed payment program for energy efficiency financing in the country. And what do I mean by that? I mean that there is no program that offers a monthly payment plan like auto finance to consumers the way the EnergyPlus Loan does. And that's why we founded the National Energy Improvement Fund, to kind of fight against promotional finance and fight against high dealer fees and create a program that you are proud to represent and offer to your customer as an approved contractor. When financing is a second thought, like when you're not, it's like you being associated with the Good Housekeeping Seal or AAA, that's the National Energy Improvement Fund, and you have America's best financing program at no cost to you to offer. Look at that right panel. As an approved contractor of NEIF, you've met the standards of commitment to quality work and customer service and financial stability and integrity, and you have earned the seal of the only certified B Corp and Department of Energy certified lender in America. And you can offer your customers financing on pretty much everything that you do as an HVAC contractor. And you can offer them a low monthly payment alternative on that they can't get from their bank, they can't get from their credit union, they can't get from a finance company. So we are an important cog, I think, in helping you take your close rate from 40% to 45% or 50 to 55%, because in many cases you just drop this giant bomb on people and they can't, in today's world, they don't think they're going to pay it off in a year, and they don't want 0% for a year or 2 years. They want a low monthly payment and they want no money down, and they want a fixed rate and they want transparent financing, and that's what we provide. More than ever, consumers are looking for stability and integrity. They're looking for the steak, not the sizzle. It's all about guaranteed low monthly payment fees, payments, and no dealer fees to you. What can you finance? And you see the states that we're now in with the NEIF is, we are in pretty much all the East Coast states, including Pennsylvania, and we are financed on heating and cooling, but all fuels and all related work. So it's not limited. And I will make a little segue here about, you may be remembering Keystone Help from before, the program that we created with Treasury. We're hoping that comes back, and we sincerely are. There's been, with the shift in the administration, there's going to be a huge amount of opportunity for energy companies of all fuel types. And you may politically disagree with me or not, but I think that the way this is all going to shake out is that anybody doing any kind of energy efficiency improvements, whether it's oil, gas, solar, renewables, it's all going to be really good for everybody coming down the pike. But with the EnergyPlus loan, we're not limited. Keystone Help, if that does come to fruition with the state, it may be for Energy Star or higher related improvements, but essentially right now you can finance everything that you are able to sell, including generators, air purification, heating and cooling. And obviously if you are into plumbing and other things, we can do that. I will talk about our commercial program in a bit because we have a special program in Pennsylvania for small business financing. And also we have a program to advance funding on rebates, which is a separate thing. I'm focused today on the home improvement side of this, so I want to just stick with that. Very simple portal process for you to access the status of your deals, easy process. You'll know if the app is good to go, if it's almost there, if it's a no-go, just by checking your portal. Here's the guts of the program. You can offer a $7,500 boiler upgrade for $99 a month, and it's most importantly 100%. It's true fixed rate. It's no teasers. It's no lien in the home. It's no points to you or the customer. It's instant. It's paperless. So, it's a fascinating and great program. Our approvals are based on 4 credit tiers. So if you look at those rates right now, to get a 10, you cannot walk into any bank or credit union in America and get a 10-year unsecured loan at 7.99 to 9.9% interest rates for an unsecured loan. Can you get a home equity loan for lower rates than that? Yes. And if you have that, you should probably use that. Can you get a credit card, at rates like that? I don't know. They say they are, but they're not really, because if you look at I looked at my American Express card that is currently, oh, it's American Express. It's a platinum card and it's wonderful, except if they can change the rate up to 27% whenever they want to. So our whole focus is on guaranteed payments and rates. And I should probably have a slide in here that I don't, that shows you on a $10,000 deal, how nominal the additional interest is, over 0% versus a 7.99-ish kind of rate for a program. But suffice it to say, the monthly payment is what drives all of this stuff. And we think, Randy and Greg and I think, that the biggest deal for you guys is no dealer fees. I am kind of I don't know, an extremist on non-dealer fees. Many lenders charge dealer or rate buy down fees. It's illegal for contractors to add these fees to an individual proposal. It's an undisclosed finance charge. And even if you're getting a really good deal from a manufacturer, which you might, or a state, which you might, if they're absorbing those fees, somebody's got to pay for it. It's all built into the whole payment stream, isn't it? So by offering a financing program for the consumer with no dealer fees, you can offer your best price. You can say, I need to make this profit margin, and I know that there will be nothing coming out of my bottom line to offer this financing program. And you can see this comparative right here. Just like if you're doing $500,000 of finance volume and you're paying somebody 6%, that's costing you 30 grand a year. That's 30 grand to your bottom line. If you're doing more than that, you can see the numbers. So I promote this both from a philosophical and economic standpoint. I don't believe contractors should be paying fees for financing. I don't believe that any fees that they are being charged by lenders should be passed. I think it's illegal to pass them on to consumers. So we have a pretty firm stand on that by saying, listen, we're going to put a stake in the ground and say we offer unsecured 10-year fixed rate financing with no lien on your home at the best rates in America. We've also, and Jensen, if you've been on this call, we've also introduced a special program for small business financing. And many residential contractors we talk to say, well, we don't do commercial financing. And my answer is, well, do you do your doctor's office? Do you do the realtor's office? Do you do the small church? The answer is yes, you do commercial financing, and those people need it the same way that residential people do. And we have a new program in Pennsylvania that we're doing through some of the energy funds in Pennsylvania that allow us to offer a 699 10-year plan for pretty much every kind of HVAC system you install in those nonprofits or businesses in Pennsylvania. So Jensen spoke about that briefly yesterday, but we think it's a huge, huge win. And there's our smiling faces. So the National Energy Improvement Fund, just to give you some historical background, again, comes back from my background with AFC First, my family's business that we morphed into the National Consumer Energy Lender, changed it into National Energy Improvement Fund about 2.5 years ago, and are now in about 23 states and doing residential stuff. But Pennsylvania is our home. We're based in Allentown. We're here to help you. And Randy, I'm going to ask Randy to just kind of interject his thoughts on life in general, if you don't mind, Randy. Randy, can you talk or not? And if not, Randy, if Randy can't talk, I will turn it over to Greg. Greg, can you just add some potential thoughts on what we just discussed?
Yeah, of course, it's very nice to be able to be on this webinar, especially knowing a lot of you guys from over the years being in the oil and oil industry. But I tell you, this program is really, as Peter said, it's the best program in the country at this point. To be able to have long-term monthly payment financing for the customer. And that's really what it comes down to, about affordability for the customer. Just like Peter was talking about with auto financing, that's exactly how they sell cars. They don't sell it based upon a sticker price. They do it based upon what's affordable to the customer. And our monthly payment program allows a customer to be able to affordably fit this install right into their business. So it's a really, really wonderful program that's at your disposal. So if you're not involved in it right now, it's important for you guys to contact Randy or myself or Peter, and we can certainly help you to be able to get on board and train your staff so that we can be able to help you to be able to sell more equipment.
Well, thanks, Greg. And Ted, I mean, we're all set, happy to accept questions now or just make contact with people on the call, at a later date. So let us know what you'd like to do.
Guys, thank you. Randy did send me a note saying he's having some audio issues, so just to pass that along. But I'll give it a couple moments here for questions. Obviously, you guys have your contact information on the screen. Anyone that's on the webinar now or is going to watch this at a later date, certainly encourage you to get in touch with the team at NEIF. With that being said, on my end, assuming there is no questions, I think we'll wrap up here for today. And this is recorded. This will be posted on our YouTube page. So like I said, if anyone's watching this at a later date, they can certainly go from there. If you want to get in touch with me directly to reach out to the group at NEIF, please feel free to do so. But as Peter described, between Greg, Randy, and the rest of the team, I think it's a pretty local staff that's readily available to help you out in that regard. So with that being said, as I open this up, we are going to resume our monthly webinar series in March, in April, into May as well. We're going to be adding a couple additional ones from June through December, and I encourage you to take advantage of them. Before we wrap up, Peter, any last thoughts or comments?
No, just to thank you, Ted, and thank you for the PPA for allowing us to participate with you, and looking forward to building great partnerships going forward. Thank you.
Yeah, we very much appreciate your membership and your support, and thank you for participating today. With that being said, I hope everyone has a great day, and take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.